Look at the quality of this Gerald Ford fucking video. It's like this Bruder film.
Hey,
It's so far away. What, no cameras were allowed close enough?
No, he wasn't a real president, so.
Not like they're going to shoot him.
He wasn't a real president, so he gets, like, video phone coverage. We didn't vote
just
him
so
in.
Giuliani is there. All the bigwigs. They're there showing off.
Wow, yeah.
Who's the first president you remember being dead?
Taft.
Taft.
Jesus, it's not like we had a lot of choices, Anthony. I mean, God,
I don't know.
How old are you?
I just remember, because when I was a little tater tot, LBJ died. Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Didn't he die with, like, a long beard and stuff? Like, he was totally
I have
nuts?
no idea. I was a little kid, and I was horrified because I was watching the news coverage, because my parents were watching it, so I was, like, in the room, and I heard him say, as the body makes its way down the street. And as a kid, I thought a body was only your torso.
Right.
Your arms are your arms, your legs are your legs, your head is your head, and your body was this part. So I thought they had chopped his arms, legs, and head off and just put his body in there, and it gave me nightmares of LBJ's limbless, headless body being driven down the street.
So where do you think the rest of his body went?
I didn't know. I was a stupid little kid.
How old were you, 1?
I wasn't 1.
He was 21.
I don't know when he died. When did LBJ die?
I don't know. 79?
Fuck you. I didn't know. I was just a frightened little child.
For me, it was Nixon.
Nixon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Nixon didn't die that long ago, though.
No.
That was it? It went LBJ Nixon?
It was it.
Death-wise.
Was that it, death-wise?
Yes.
Wow, what a streak.
There's Nixon.
Yeah,
There's a
Carter's
photo
still alive. Ford was
Carter.
still alive.
Reagan
it?
just died.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nixon, Reagan, now Ford. They're all fucking dropping dead 10 minutes apart. Jesus, give us a fucking breather.
Wow, I didn't know it went LBJ Nixon.
Yep.
It's quite the living president streak. 3? LBJ died in 73?
Yeah.
Maybe I was a little too old to be thinking that his body...
Sissy you
That's
were.
impossible.
You were in high school.
No, I wasn't.
That's right. You should have been in college, but decided against college.
I think. Was I 12 or 11 or something?
Wow, man.
Aw.
How about this?
What a dopey little kid.
How about this? A little too old for your stupid theory.
A little too old. He was almost fucking voting. I thought it was just a man's body. Well, how fucking old were you?
I could swear I was 7 or something.
You weren't.
How did that happen? It couldn't have been Eisenhower.
How literal were you? How literal were you?
I guess I was really stupid.
And he is ahead of the procession. Ahead! There's a head! God almighty, don't get talk around you.
I was very sensitive.
I'm tired. There's 4 of them on a car!
It was very scary growing up.
Oh, my God, did you not handle
I was
things?
just scared. It was a body.
Hey.
Why'd you have nightmares? Did you dream there were Jews living next to you?
Well.
Truman died in 72. Johnson in 73. All right.
Truman died in 72?
Yeah.
That's not even a good excuse.
How come I don't remember that? Someone had to die in 1966.
Eisenhower 63.
Eisenhower was 63?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I was 2.
No.
No.
It could have been.
No.
What year? Wait, what month in 63? December, right? Make it late.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was 61.
Son of a bitch.
All right, listen, we got to take a break.
I'm sunk here.
When did Kennedy get shot? 63.
63.
Yeah.
Maybe it was Kennedy.
Hey, it might have been Kennedy.
Yeah, the body is being...
Oh, it was Kennedy. I was 2.
Oh, weren't you sweet?
I was scared.
It wasn't Kennedy. It was Reagan.
It couldn't have been Johnson. All these years I thought it was LBJ, and it was Kennedy.
Anthony's looking at a list of the presidents that died
Our
and
fine
what they
staff.
died of.
Our fine staff handed me this whole list of dead presidents.
It came right from the lab, the Opie and Anthony lab.
At the Institute.
The Institute.
And
Opie and Anthony Learning.
because I had heard that a president, when I was a kid, had died, and the procession was going down the street, and the news person said the body is making its way down the street, and me being a little kid assumed they chopped the arms and legs off and head and just had the body going down the street because I was young and I was an idiot. I thought it was LBJ. I was informed LBJ died in 73, which would have made me about 11 or 12 years old, and I would have looked like a real idiot at that age thinking that they chop up a body instead of the body being the whole body, so perhaps it wasn't LBJ. So we look here, Harry Truman died in 72, and Dwight Eisenhower died in 69, so it could have been Ike.
It might have been Ike.
It might have been Ike. Herbert Hoover died in 64. It's a little early, so I'm thinking it was Ike. But then we're looking at what they died of.
Some creepy shit.
Herbert Hoover, internal hemorrhage, upper gastrointestinal bleeding, strained. What does that mean?
What?
It sounds like he was taking a massive shit and burst a fucking artery in his asshole. That's how Herbert Hoover. That's my layman terms. So I figured I'd really go back far and see what presidents died of, because you look up here. Ronald Reagan was Alzheimer's and pneumonia. Nixon had swelling of the brain. And then Johnson, heart failure. So you get a lot of heart failure, coronary thrombosis, things like that.
Older men by then. How old was LBJ when he died?
LBJ was 64?
Wow.
Not that old.
He's a Texas boy, though. He probably fucking smoking and drinking. And
He had a lot of meat in his gut.
fucking ladybird in the mouth.
Ford 93, Reagan 93, Nixon 81, Harry Truman 88, Eisenhower 78. So then I figured I'd look back a little further and see what some of the earlier presidents died of.
You think Carter's sitting there going, fuck, I'm next.
Look at him.
How old's Carter? He's got to be 80.
He's like, shit.
Pretty old.
Because only a few years ago, he saw Reagan ahead of him and Ford, and now he's like, oh, man, I'm fucking next.
But the ages of these old politicians, this was during a time when, you thought people
Try
didn't...
to start another thread on the death thing, but...
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was reading.
Go ahead, anyway.
I'll listen to the replay. They lived pretty long, too. Thomas Jefferson was like 83.
They get the best care, the best doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then. What was that? Fucking better leeches?
Well, back then it was...
Jesus.
George Washington had wooden teeth. Did you know that? He looks around defiantly.
Andrew Jackson died of dropsy. What is dropsy or droopsy? What is it?
It might have been the old oopsie
Oopsie?
at the top of the stairs.
Droopsy. He's got the droopsy.
Dropsy. Maybe he was fucking walking on the side of a ship and he had an anchor and it fell over and it dragged him in.
What is the dropsy?
Well,
Dan's got the dropsy.
Of course he does.
It's an old term for the swelling of soft tissues due to the accumulation of excess water.
Ooh. That sounds,
what is that?
Sounds easily
that's,
curable now.
Thirsty?
edema,
Is it?
right?
Edema.
Edema, look at that. Oh,
Wow.
A lot of people die
What
in
is
there.
edema?
When your body's overtaken by your own fluids.
Yuck.
You
Ulysses
just start
Grant.
getting swollen and to the point where you pretty much drown in your own fluids. What a great way to... Edema, yes.
Can they fix that now?
No.
Why not? Just fucking drain it.
Come on. Put a tap in his
You need
knee.
a strong heart to keep things draining.
Oh.
That's the problem. Your heart starts getting weak, and then the fluids build up, and then...
Fluids.
You could pretty much drown in your own fluids.
That's wonderful.
Wow, look at Nancy. Jesus.
Hot.
Oh my, she looks like fucking, she looks like an Australian rock star.
She looks like Rick Ocasek.
Ulysses S. Grant died of carcinoma of the tongue and tonsils.
What? What's...
Mouth cancer?
Yeah. cancer of
okay. Sure.
the tonsils and
On
stuff.
the old cigars. Or the pipes.
Grover Cleveland, coronary sclerosis, paralysis, or intestinal obstruction. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
That's never good. Kennedy shot, Lincoln shot. This is an embarrassing one, though. Where the hell did he go? Yeah, Chester Arthur was Bright's disease. I never heard of that.
I never heard of Chester Arthur.
Yeah, so it was Chester Arthur. Where the hell did he go? Trying to find my favorite cause of death.
We're getting info on the old dropsy.
What is dropsy?
Bruce in New York City. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, dropsy is congestive heart failure.
That's it? Why did they call it that?
Because that's what you do to the floor.
They didn't have, because back then they didn't know what was wrong with your heart.
Yeah?
When your heart doesn't pump the fluid through your lungs properly.
All right.
And that gives you the drop because you just kind of drop keel over?
That gets you
Yeah,
the
basically,
edema.
you just fill up with fluid and you drowned.
Yeah.
Worst presidential death ever?
I would go with James Polk.
James Polk died on the afternoon of June the 15th, year of our Lord, 1849.
Year of
at
your
the
birth.
age of, yes, was born the same day, same year. At 53 years old, Nashville, Tennessee, he died of cholera morbus, resulting in debilitating diarrhea. He shit himself to death.
Debilitating.
James Polk crapped himself to death.
The last presidential words were... Oh, my God. Liquidy, stringy presidential dumps onto an eagle in the toilet. Fucking eagle seal.
And
He died with a butt hickey.
his quote didn't quite make it, like the other ones. That he said, "I have not yet begun to shit," and it didn't quite catch on.
No, his last words, and they can't print this in the presidential library, were, "I'm out of paper again, you cunt."
Hey, here's a guy that has edema. Let's talk to Will in Philly. This should be fun. Will, what's up?
Hey, I want to let you know that I, in fact, know firsthand what that edema is like because I have it in my lower leg, and it's absolutely no fun at all. Your leg swells up like a tree trunk, like that thing from the Fantastic Four.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Yeah.
You can sink your finger in your leg like modeling clay. It's really not fun at I
can push the skin in, and it doesn't come back right away.
What do you take for it? What do you take for it, sir, besides larger pants?
I have to wear these stockings every day. It's kind of humiliating. It's a disease called Milroy disease. It's disgusting.
Is that what trannies are? They're not faggots, they're just sick people?
What is it, Milroy?
What's a Milroy disease?
It's called Milroy disease. It's
I thought that was
Stupid Milroy.
If you're wearing stockings, you better stay out of the Milroy, or the other boys are going to beat you with wrenches. That's the best I had on that one. It certainly wasn't good.
I thought it was a tasty cookie.
Wow, thanks for following up my bomb with one of your own. Jesus, 2 duds in a row. And another one, thank you. What is a Milroy cookie? Did I miss that? What is it?
That just sounded like a cookie.
A Milroy. It's not even a play on a real word. It just might have been a cookie in some place.
A Milroy.
It's not a cookie, but it should be.
When he said Milroy, it sounded like a nice cookie treat.
I'll take a cup of tea and a couple of Milroys.
Stay out of the Milroy. I'm embarrassed. I thought that.
I know.
Much less said it in front of 2 countries.
Oof.